Well, welcome everybody. Get my swallow of coffee. Thank you, my friends, for coming in. If you're new to the channel, as usual, you know, gotta press that button, ring that bell, and spread the word, and uh, the normal stuff. The normal stuff. It is YouTube, after all. And if you're under 13, please exit. Please leave. Um, this content is not meant for children. What's the other disclaimer we got to get out there? Oh yeah, I'm not a doctor. This is my opinion. This is my educated theories uh, on health and nutrition. So please, 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 always consult your doctor before making any changes. Uh, but understand that your doctors, uh, yeah, they're not nutritionalists, and what we're looking at here is your nutrition, your diet, how to improve your health by just improving your foods, your gardens, and your understanding of what your body needs and what your body's asking for. Now, I know that's a whole nother video, how to understand all of that, uh, uh, how to understand what your body's asking for. That's just, there's a whole. It took a year or two for my body to really start talking to me and for me to start understanding what it was saying. Um, so just take every bit of what I've got to say, as they say, with a grain of salt, and think about what I'm about to say before you just dive into anything. All right, chocolate. Yeah, our favorite, right? Well, okay. Those of us here in the United States, we're sold on Hershey's, which is a bitter. I know it. It's an orange burnt flavor. I was doing uh, some history channel surfing on Hershey's and his background and how they got the milk chocolate recipe, and just wow, what an education. I'm so shocked. But the amount of milk and the amount of sugar that is in the store bought Americanized chocolate is not what we're talking about. We're talking about what you would consider baker's chocolate, um, with just a hint of sugar added, to balance off uh, the bitterness of cacao, because what we're talking about is dark chocolate, high cacao content, um, and there's a couple of name brand companies coming out now that are pushing 75 and 80% cacao. This is the stuff I'm talking about. Okay, so when I just say chocolate, that understand I'm talking about very high cacao content stuff. This is health stuff. It's healthy stuff. Um, I've got 8 points here, and as normal, I'll hide some stuff at the end. Hopefully keeps you guys listening for 20 minutes or 30 minutes or so. It just depends on how fast I can rattle this information off. Um, but yeah, we're talking about cacao now. Uh, I'll add a tidbit here. It's my understanding that I'm being asked to join Sherry Kay on another channel. Sherry Kay is very knowledgeable in the keto diet world. Um, she herself has some dietary issues that I'll let her explain. But look for those videos coming out. We're going to get together and do 1 hour videos like this and explain a lot of things and cover a lot of topics as you guys ask for stuff. You know, and that I'll drop this tidbit and then I'll get into these 8 points. But uh, I know some of you can't or won't comment here, and I understand the reasons why. I have put my email address in the About section. Please, if you have questions or you want me to cover a topic, uh, just let me know. Ask away, and if you want me to take it into a video format like this and give you points, I can do that. If you want just direct consultation, because understand everybody's a little different. Husband and wife, same dietary intake, but their bodies could be responding in completely different ways. So everybody's a little different. That's why I always say, look, I'm not a doctor. Uh, Talk to your doctor before making major dietary changes. Just understand that the stuff you're getting in the grocery store is terrible for you, which is the whole reason I wrote the Green Wizard's Guide. But I'm not going to go into that. Let's get into this. Let's get into this chocolate world. Oh my God, some good stuff. Uh, Mix it in your coffee in the morning. Um, just like the cinnamon and what I mean, there's ways to add these things to your diet that are creative that will help. Um, and I realize that when we say a daily dosage, we're talking about shy of 100 grams. 100 grams a day would be the max, and even that would be um, we'll call that excessive amounts of dark chocolate. Okay, so check the bar. I know it's available on Amazon, and I know it's starting to be available in grocery stores. And I understand in a couple of them, they're even flavoring it a little bit to help bring down the bitter. So, don't look at this as something that's going to be like, oh my God, I have to leave the milk chocolate world. And da, 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 da. Well, the milk chocolate world kind of got some of us where we are, right? Let's be honest. Uh, but let's jump into this. Your chocolate. Number one, huge, huge, huge for all of us is the heart disease reducer. Yeah, believe it or not. And I'll cover these other things here that'll make it more understandable. But yes, it has been found, research and studies have been found that this particular type of chocolate, when you're going into the pure cacao, is tremendously beneficial for the heart. The different things that are in here, and we're going to go over these, um, huge, huge, huge amounts of improvement in your dietary on a daily basis. Um, if you were to just, and I know this study's going to throw you off a little bit, but if you were to just 5 times a week take in some of this dark chocolate, you can actually reduce. It's been found to reduce heart disease and the potential for death by 57%. Yeah, yeah, the studies are out there. I was shocked in some cases. I mean, I knew this stuff, but you always want to look for the newest, latest, and greatest research, and I did. And wow, uh, the second point is brain function and memory. Oh my God! See, because what you're going to find here is there's a measured amount of flavonoids and caffeine and antioxidants that are in this dark chocolate. Um, and when you start talking about the flavonoids, that's not a flavoring. Okay, don't misunderstand. This is a microscopic thing. Um, it helps with the learning and the memory. Okay, it's a mood enhancer. Not only does it increase your memory, but it stabilizes your mood more so. So by intaking this, um, at any age, your mood stabilizes more so. You have better control, your memory, um, and your learning ability. The brain's a fascinating thing, and you need to feed it different things to do different things, and a lot of that's missing from our diets today. Uh, so yeah, your flavonoids, they're tremendously important, and as they process chocolate and turn out some of this other stuff, we lose the flavonoids. Okay, the caffeine levels actually come down in the chocolate. Uh, that's what, and these are That's why the dark chocolate versus the over processed. Maybe that's a better way of putting it. The processed chocolate versus your pure cacao chocolate prior to adding stuff to it. Okay. Um, we're talking about the heart diseases. The third point here would be it improves your circulation. Uh, it's the nitric oxide. Okay, as the cacao comes in and starts releasing some of these things into your body naturally, um, it in essence it tells your arteries to relax. So getting your nitric oxide levels up, okay, and it makes it easier on your heart. It makes it easier on the circulation. Um, yeah, I know there's some other issues that you would instantly consider, but again, talk to your doctor before looking at these things. You know, um, as you increase your fourth point here would be as you increase your antioxidants, and I know there's so many other ones that we can do throughout the dietary that increase antioxidants, but this is just one that is very, very high in antioxidants. Um, it keeps you younger, yeah, disease free. So the more antioxidants you have in your daily diet and non-processed antioxidants so that you're getting them raw, um, this is one of the ones. And I so wish I lived in the right area so that I could grow it myself because in nature, in measurements, in unprocessed, uncooked, what have you, this turns out to be the number one highest found in nature in antioxidants. So you really need to be thinking about your chocolate intake. You really need to be, and I know diabetics are going to jump in here but hold on. We're not talking about the milk chocolate. We're not talking about the processed chocolates, okay? We're talking about the pure high cacao chocolates. This is safe for diabetics. It's actually good for diabetics. Um, the fifth point here would be your cholesterol lowering ability. Um, it does reduce it. Where you know your processed sugars and your processed chocolates and what have you increase your cholesterol levels. When you go just before the processing, it's a reducer. So yeah, maybe you just need to rethink it just a little bit. I had talked about this 100 grams thing. There's been some studies, you know, um, as to what's out here. And we're talking about in your 75, 80% cacaos and higher. Okay. It is found to have in your 100 gram a day. Okay. We'll look at the daily allowance stuff. Uh, it's got 11 grams of fiber in 100 grams, just 100 grams, which is not a lot. 100 grams of this chocolate. Okay. Uh, I'm some of these numbers still catch me off guard. 58% of your daily magnesium intake can be found here. So when we're talking about these other vitamins and these other minerals and what have you, here's kind of like a fun multivitamin in a sense. Um, it reduces a lot of things as we've said, but 60% of your daily iron, and that's new blood cells being produced because you ate a piece of chocolate. Now think about that. Um, it's got 100% of your copper and magnesium. Now, I'm dealing with some other people that have got gray hair, arthritis, and some really bad cases of arthritis. And I tell them their copper levels are off. If you've got gray hair, your copper's low. We're only born with so much. We burn that off. Our hair color changes and it goes gray. Well, you could bring your natural hair color back by adding copper back into your diet. Okay, it counterbalances some things and makes things work correctly again. And so this is huge. Uh, it's got measurements of potassium, phosphorus, zinc, selenium. Now, a few of you have asked, and I don't know how well I've gone over this in the past, but I preach selenium. It is tremendous, tremendous, tremendous. It's something we just cannot generate ourselves. And looking for resources of it, I'm still going through the different plants and what have you, looking for high sources of this, and here it is. It's got selenium in it naturally. It gets it out of the earth, out of the soils, and it's delivered here. And this is just a seed, guys. This is just, this is this pod fruit thing with seeds. This is the seeds we're talking about. Um, and it's loaded with selenium, so you don't need to buy it from somewhere else. You can get it here. I mean, think about this. And this is a huge regulator too. Number seven, it regulates your blood pressure. As I said, it opens and expands your veins and your arteries. And going through and doing some of these things with the nitric oxide levels, which is something that changes in your veins as it's introduced to some of these other things that come naturally in the cacao. So, yeah, we need to really look at that. We need to look at that point alone. When you're talking about lowering your blood pressure, the diabetics and heart disease people and what have you, stroke victims, and they they need these nitric oxide levels, and that's part of the issue with the pancreas shutting down and doing some of these things. It's amazing what's being found down here, and what we're able to do from this part of the Americas. And all this stuff is being found naturally. So, look at your chocolate. Make sure you've got your higher cacao. Don't be looking at Hershey's, okay? I don't know. Hershey's may or may not jump on this bandwagon and may or may not start producing healthy chocolate, if that's what you want to call it. Uh, who knows? They've made a fortune on the Americanized milk chocolate, which we all love so dearly. Uh, we can go just a slightly different direction and get the health benefits of the chocolate, increase our mood. It's great for diabetics. It's good for the heart. It brings on so many different nutrients. Um, this is something we need to consider getting into our diets. Okay. Uh, I said pay attention towards the end, so I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to try and put this at 20 minutes. Um, I'm going to run through this really quick. I got a list of 10 for you for your all natural antibiotics, because colloidal silver is an antibiotic, but there's some tricks to making it, and there's some understanding, and I'm still waiting on the individual to produce it correctly so I can tell you who to get it from. But it's still a process. In the meantime, while we're facing winter, while we're facing the cold, while we're facing these gigantic, changes in weather and everything else, as they're doing this, weather manipulation, global warming, whatever it is that's going on. It's that time of year. Uh, and you're going to want to look at your natural antibiotics. Nobody needs to go get these shots that are going to give you the sickness for the season, cold flu season, what have you, that they produce every year. Uh, yeah, I guess I said it. Anyways, real quick, here's 10. Apple cider vinegar, great. Garlic, great. Ginger, great. Horseradish root. Okay, that's a tricky one. That's going to need to be like sliced into salads and stuff. Don't cook it and don't break it down to make horseradish out of it, what have you. Um, horseradish root, habanero peppers. I know, I know. Don't grow them on the Green Wizard's Guide and then go and eat these things unless you are bionic. Because, wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, oregano oil. Yep, yep. One of them ones you want to cook with. Okay, another one, echinacea. Now we're all hearing a lot about this echinacea tree and what have you, and all of its benefits from its roots through its leaves. Yeah, this is one we need to be thinking about. Another one, turmeric root. Yeah, buddy. You know, again, another one of these ones that we all are starting to hear things about as people are starting to do this research. Raw honey has a tremendous amount of antibiotics in it. And then they go and they process it, and you get the stuff at the grocery store. And it's got very little antibiotic properties to it. So, yeah, not the grocery store. Okay. And onions, raw onions. Now, some of them wild ones that grow, they're nice and small and what have you. They're better on your breath. And what, yeah. So, yeah, as long as we're looking at raw, the raw garlic, raw ginger, raw horseradish roots, uh, habaneros, uh, all parts of the echinacea plant, turmeric, raw honey, unpasteurized, that's the word I was seeking, and onions. You are increasing your antibiotics, all natural. And that's the key to this. Let's get natural. Let's get healthy. Let's fix the soils. Let's get healthy. Let's grow our own gardens and save a ton of money. And let's get healthy in the process. You know, the foods haven't been found here and haven't been tasted here in 30 plus years. Green Wizard's Guide can help with that. And you know, let's look these things up and let's start going with it. So, again, thanks for coming. I'm not going to waste any more of your time. I appreciate you. Shout this out if you found this enjoyable and you found it informative. Get this out to your friends and family. Support the channel. Do what you can. If you don't have the Green Wizard's Guide, click the About section and yeah, order yourself a copy of it. Whether you order it from me directly or whether you order it from Amazon is totally up to you. Uh, but yeah, let's take a look at improving your health and the health of your yard and the health of your garden and starting to get you some better stuff. So appreciate you coming. I appreciate your time. You know where to find me. I'm Ron Neitzel, the Green Wizard. Have a great day, everybody.